You told me you and Kola did the game and made the best man win. Now, when he said, I'm like, what, when did this happen? Dede was obviously shocked, her facial reaction. Kola was like, when did me and him do that? So the housemates today decided to put together a Q&A session. I must tell you guys, I feel like this set of housemates, they want to take away the table shaking job from Ebuka. You know how a lot of you have been asking Ebuka, ask this one, ask this one. Well, the answers to all those questions that you had wanted Ebuka to ask, this housemate decided to ask those questions to themselves, by themselves, in a Q&A session. Now, Big Brother did not ask them to do this. They decided to do this, and I think it was Dede's idea, or whose idea. Yes, guys. And it was a very interesting one. We had lots and lots of revelations, like Imisi and her love interest. When Ivata asked her, Imisi, you told me that there is somebody in this house that you're in love with. So who are the people, or who is this person? Imisi said, I'm in love with 5 people: Faith, K-Bobo, Rude Boy, Jason, Victory. Now, for K-Bobo and Faith, that wasn't surprising. The one that's really surprised me was the Jason part. I'm like, when did Imisi start liking Jason? And I wasn't the only one, because Jason himself had his mouth wide open when he heard that. And also, we heard from Koyin when Kola had asked him about his age, because Kola had said, you told the house that you were 22, and then you told me you were 25. Like, which is which? What's your age? He told us that, well, officially, like, yeah, his age is 25, but modeling age is 22. I'm like, and you're telling us that on national television? Like, why would you even do that? Well, he says there are reasons to that, but honestly, I don't feel it's wise for him to actually put this out. Anyways, some of the hard questions came from Isabella. Isabella asked Dede, in a very short explanation, what do you feel for Jason and Koyin? Well, she did not put Kola in the mix. And which one do you really like more? Dede said, I have 2 different kind of relationships with both of them. I can tell you for a fact that I do like both of them, like, on a very like. I don't know what like means. And she said, for Jason, I have a very laughable relationship with him. We have come to an agreement to know that that's just what it is. Now for Koyin, I always tell him he's so grumpy, and I like that about him. He just gives, I don't know what to do with you. So it's not the same like. I cannot say I like this person more than I like this person. Honestly, I do not understand what that means. Now, another hard question came from Soso to Bright Morgan. Now, a lot of us have these questions at the back of our mind, and she decided to do us the honors. She asked him, do you think your girlfriend outside is proud of you? I mean, is she still rooting for you, judging that, you came into the house and you are now mingling and tangling with Dday? Well, Bright Morgan said, before I got here, obviously was gonna behave myself, but I got into BB Niger and I saw how the space is, and I needed to function properly. And when I looked towards the male section, I didn't find anyone who I could confide in, and I started talking to Dday. So I saw her as my safe space, and I genuinely like her. What does that mean? What does that mean, actually? Anyways, Tracy was another person that asked a very hard question. She asked Kanyikumi, you never lost your cool before in this house. Now, there was this altercation that happened between you and Bright. Does this have anything to do with your likeness for Dday? I'm like, oh my God. Tracy, I wasn't familiar with your game. And initially, Kanyikumi didn't want to answer the question. He was like, oh, this happened, oh, that happened. They were like, answer the question. And he said, well, it has nothing to do with that. Now, Kaikumi also asked Dede, who don't you like in this place? And Dede said, I don't know any of you from anywhere, so I'm chilled. I don't have any specific feelings towards anybody. Isabella struck again. She asked Victory. And at this point, honestly, my heart went out to Gigi, because all through this Q&A session, she's been collecting fire shots from left, right, and center, directly and indirectly. Now, this question that Isabella had asked Victory, she said, you told me you love Gigi. And he was like, no, don't use the word love. I never use the word love. I'm like, oh my God, this guy. Anyways, Isabella went on to say, no problem. You said you like Gigi. You spoke so much about you being interested in her. What happened, and how did you switch to liking Sultana immediately? And then Victory responded, first of all, I like Gigi. I never used the word love. I've never told Gigi I love her. Yes, coming into a place like this is filled with overwhelming situations. So I liked her, and I was still trying to process myself. And he also went on to say, a man has a spec. and a man has someone he likes for real. So on the other hand, he has a spec, and on the other hand, he has somebody he likes for real. So according to him, he continued and said, "So I have what I want for a spec, and I have what like for real. So I feel real about Gigi at every point in time. But he now kind of like demonstrates with his hand, I still want what I want." So basically, Sultana is his spec. Now, another one that was interesting, another question or dynamics that was asked was interesting for me was what Dede had asked. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get to the end of that question. Neither did we hear the answer because they decided to go on a commercial break. Now, Dede had asked Gigi about the situation that happened over the weekend. The night that Sultana had peed on her box, Gigi saw Dede with Koyin, and she thought that Dede was crying, meanwhile Dede wasn't crying. Now Gigi went on to broadcast to every other person that Dede was crying upstairs because of what Sultana had done to her box. And when the word came back to Dede, she was like, why would she even go to do that? Why would she go out to broadcast that? Now, Gigi had approached her to, apologize. That was on Sunday before the live eviction show, but Dede wasn't hearing any of it. Now, today, Dede decided to address that issue. Dede had asked her, why did you even do that? Knowing that when you were having your crash out, I was the only one that came to ask how you were doing. Like every other person were doing their own thing, but I came to ask how you were doing. Now, honestly, I wanted to know the answer to that question, but unfortunately, they had to go on a commercial break. Now, also, Kola was asked who he really, really likes in the house, and he said Sabrina. Now, he was asked if he actually did like Dede, and he said he liked Dede, like in past tense, he liked Dede. Now, Victory decided to put Jason on the spot. Now, this one got a lot of reaction from both Kola and Dede. Victory asked Jason, you told me you liked Dede, and Kola was there at that time. What happened and what changed and where are you guys right now? Jason went on to answer the question and said, my relationship with Dede has not changed. It has never changed. We have a mutual understanding relationship we have. But Victory wasn't having it. Victory said, you are not answering my question. I asked you a question and you are not answering, and that's not fair. You told me you and Kola did the game and made the best man win. Now, when he said, I'm like, what? When did this happen? Dede was obviously shocked, her facial reaction. Kola was like, when did me and him do that one? Anyways, Victory went on to say, what happened, sir? What changed and where are you guys right now? Like, everybody was really surprised. Jason kind of repeated what answer that he had given before. So at this point, now this question and answer, now ain't go scatter Big Brother's house last. Now, Jason had asked Kola this question and said, after understanding the situation with Doris, you have been saying over and over again that there is nothing, but you understand the situation around it. Don't you feel like that friendship that you are holding on to and putting so much into is still leading her on and making her feel connected to you and still breaking her heart over and over again? Kola responded and said, first things first, Doris is an amazing person. I feel like there are people you genuinely connect with because they are really good people. I feel like she has a great heart, and at the end of the day, she looks out for me and I do look out for her too. She is someone I would cherish being friends with because I don't want to lose the friendship I have with her regardless of anything. And Doris was like, I love you too, Kay. Okay. But honestly, a lot of questions was asked during this Q&A session, and most of them were directed at Gigi, and it wasn't funny. So I wasn't really surprised when she was crying about this whole situation. Yeah, I knew that question and answer session was going to cause issue, but I think we've not heard the end of it yet. I feel like what we just saw before the Guinness tax is just like the beginning of the crash out that's going to be happening because of this Q&A session. But other questions that were asked, I also love the fact that they used this session to kind of like air their grievances. Like when Rude Boy had asked Dday, yesterday at the kitchen when they were sharing food with Telma, you had said, oh, you're over on too much. And then today again during the show at the beginning of the Q&A session, when he was trying to introduce Gigi to the game, that Dday had said, oh, why are you doing too much or something of that sort? And Dday said, well, the thing is, I wasn't the only one that felt that way, so don't take what I say personal because at that point we were actually doing too much. Also, Zita used that opportunity to ask Mide and Dede the question about the makeup thing. You guys remember, how Zita had said that they were in the bathroom and then they had said that whether you put makeup or not, if you know fine, you know fine. And I think it was somebody that wanted them to help her do her makeup. Well, Mide said, well, you misheard because nobody in this house had asked me to help her with makeup. Even Big Soso was like, hope I was not the one, or because this one I'm going around asking people to help me with makeup. I mean, they said, nobody here, no girl here has asked me to help with makeup. So you obviously misheard that. So the question is, did Zita actually mishear, or are these two not owning up to what they had said? Honestly, I enjoyed this Q&A session. Emisi is one person that never really got any serious question asked her because I guess baby girl has just been on her lane minding her business. I can't wait for more of this session when the likes of Fate and the rest finally join. It's going to be wonderful. Yes, guys, did you watch this session? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section. On that note, I'd like to say a very big thank you to you all for being part of my channel. If you have not yet subscribed, what exactly are you waiting for? Kindly click on the subscription button, click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Until I come your way again, I remain your darling girl, Ezinnemwilliams. Have yourself a beautiful, wonderful day ahead.